So myself Sudhir. So let's get started with the session. So this session is all about infrastructure configuration management tool, like we technically call it as IAC. Okay. So this particular tool, so we will discuss like why we have chosen this particular tool, what makes difference from other tools what we have. So what kind of provider we are using in order to spin up some infrastructure using this Terraform and all this. So being straightforward, everything will be shown from scratch. It's not that you have to have some idea on Azure or you need to have some idea on AWS. It's not like that. So we will be teaching from scratch in AWS and Azure as well. What are the services are important for us in this entire demo? Okay, let's say in Azure, right? How to create an account, free trial account for us. So how will you log in? How will you ensure that your Terraform is able to communicate to your Azure services in order to spin up some particular resource, whatever you want? Okay. So and AWS as well. So what we use. Okay. So these why we have chosen these particular two providers because that is a current running market right now with cloud providers where Azure and AWS, which you might have already heard. It's not that me have to give some justification to it. You might already know that how AWS and Azure are being used in the organizations for different projects and all. Okay, so that's the reason we are using the current running more popular cloud providers as a target providers for Terraform. Okay, so do I need to learn any coding? That's the first question which people might ask me. Okay, so do I need to really learn a coding? No. Okay, if it is you are trying to use Python in order to automate the process of infrastructure, then you have to learn the coding. But coming to your Terraform, it's not needed. Straightforward answer, you not at all need any coding language or any coding background in order to start with Terraform with high end level like a cloud, Terraform Enterprise, Terraform open source, Terraform Cloud. Whatever you learn, everything doesn't need any coding. You have to learn a specific syntaxes, how to write a Terraform configuration file. That's it. How you write your Ansible playbooks and all, right, in YAML format. How will you write your JSON file? How will you write your Jenkins file? Okay, everything has a specific language that is called as domain specific language. Okay, so we are using Terraform. Terraform has its own syntaxes which you need to follow when you're writing your Terraform configuration file. So you need to learn only that. Okay, so you need to know what are the syntaxes you need to follow, what are the parameters you need to write inside that particular blocks what we discuss in the later sessions. Okay, that is the first topic which I want to tell to everybody so that everybody will be in free of mind saying that no need to worry about coding and all right now, because everybody will come from a different background, right? Some people will come from QA, some people will come from storage, some people will come from administrative background, some people doesn't have any background on this Linux operating system or any automation tools. So for them this is the right way to start with. So saying that anything which you learn from scratch is the right solution for you. Okay, who are middle or who are at the beginner stage or intermediate stage, that is the best way to start with. Okay, so I'll be showing you how to where to install Terraform, how to install it, how to configure it, whether it is AWS as a provider or Azure as a provider, whatever it is you have to just configure. Okay, so once it is configured, right? Session is going on. I'm not able to hear audio. Please, guys, whoever is not able to hear the audio, just try to do a reconnect. Okay. Rejoin. It will fix the issue. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, this session is getting recorded. So later on, if you want to go through like what we have discussed, you can have this recording with your email address. Okay. So that is the first point which I want to make clear so that everybody is like free of mind in when they are trying to learn this Terraform. Okay. So first of all, let us understand what is this all about. Okay, so if you want to contact me, you can contact on my YouTube channel like Sudhir DevOps. You can search in YouTube and you will get my videos of different domains as well, like Docker, Kubernetes, other stuff as well. Okay, so that's about me. Okay, simple introduction. Okay, I don't want to give much. Yeah. So we have infrastructure as a code. What does it mean for me? Okay, so infrastructure as a code in the sense we have different types of platforms, right? Services. Okay, in a cloud computing, infrastructure as a code. Okay, like we have IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and all, right? Okay, so infrastructure as a service. platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, simple example I will give you. Infrastructure as a service in the sense which you will create a VM and you will configure the network. Sorry. Yeah, infrastructure as a service is something where you will design, you will specify what VM you want, what should be the resources allocated to that, networking and all. That is the things which you do from your side. Okay, whether you are taking from data center or whether you are taking from any provider, the concept is the same. Platform as a service in the sense where infrastructure will be maintained by your provider. Okay, infrastructure it will be maintained by your provider. On top of it, you will use some particular service in order to, let's say you have something like AWS database, MySQL, and Azure database as well. That service is specifically you need to create some database and create some tables and store some data. You no need to worry about your operating system, you no need to worry about your networking. Okay, and you no need to worry about how to install that particular MySQL database and to upgrade it. Like you have to concentrate only on creating the databases, how to connect to it, and how to store the information for your front end application. That is a simple example which I can give you for platform as a service. Okay, and then software as a service in the sense where you will try to use a software, right? Like say Gmail, Yahoo, Facebook. These are like software as a service. They're designed a software. You no need to worry about your coding, how the Gmail was developed, how the Facebook was developed, which what coding language they have used. Just you need to create an account and you need to log in and you can make your posts, right? So that is a simple examples for your infrastructure as a code, platform as a code, like sorry, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then software as a service. Okay, now coming to this infrastructure, how I need to manage this. Okay, so I'll be bit faster, so try to excuse me for this only for today. Why? Because I need to make all the points into one particular video. So that's the reason I just want to, because I cannot give the same introduction all the day, right? So just I will be bit fast, not too much, but if I'm going beyond your expectation, please let me know. Okay, anytime you can stop me. Yeah. So what is this infrastructure? Okay. I know how to manage my infrastructure, whether it is on premises or whether it is a cloud provider. I know how to log into AWS. I know how to create an instance, or I know how to log into Azure, and I know how to create a virtual machine. These things you already know. But if it is one or two missions, that's fine. You can manage through manually, or you can use a specific templates in order to create your infrastructure. That is fine. Anything. I took one example related to VM. It is related to networking. It is related to database, whatever it is. Okay, you can take that example. So now, instead of managing this manually, so it is difficult task for me. Why? Because when you do some CI/CD operations where you're trying to automate in a DevOps cycle, you cannot use this manual steps, right? Or I cannot rely on a specific template kind of services for a specific resource, let's say, or specific provider. For Azure, I need to learn something like ARM, Azure Resource Manager, or I need to learn something AWS. I need to learn something related to cloud formation, right? Sorry, the templates which we use. Okay, so where I have to concentrate more on that specific services, but I need a common solution in order to spin up my infrastructure. I need a common platform where I can manage any kind of provider, whether it is Google Cloud or whether it is Azure or whether it is AWS, whatever it is. I need a common tool. Why? Because I don't want to force my team or a client saying that for this you need to pick this particular tool, for this you need to pick this particular tool, for AWS please go for this, and for Azure please go for this and all. So I cannot create multiple teams for each and every cloud providers for my client. So in order to come up with a common solution where Terraform provides you a common provider, common platform to manage your infrastructure. Any provider it is, whether it is Google Cloud or whether it is AWS or Azure, the concept is the same. How will you create might change, but the flow and all is the same. Flow in the sense, this one I'm talking about. The flow of Terraform workflow is the same. Okay. But how will you write your Terraform configuration file for different providers will change. Will change in the sense not about syntaxes, about the parameters what you use inside the configuration file. Okay. So it is so clear and stating that Terraform is a common platform tool for managing your infrastructure as a code. Okay. Okay, you can tell me that yes, we have other tools, right? We know Ansible, we know SaltStack, or we know Puppet, we know Ceph and all. So why I can't use that particular tools? Yes, you can. Okay, but these tools are especially designed for configuration and management, which means that once a node is been up or the instance is up, if you want to log in inside and you want to do install some packages or remove some packages, create some files, delete some files, or if you want to change some network parameters and all, for that these are the best tools, the Puppet, Ceph, Ansible and SaltStack, which you see on the terminal. Okay, these are the best tools. These are designed for infrastructure management as well, but what Terraform provides you, the functionalities or the options which provides, Ansible, Puppet, SaltStack or Ceph doesn't provide you that particular solution. A simple example which I will tell you. For creating the resource, it is you can use Puppet, Ansible, Ceph and all, right? Ansible, which everybody knows. So I will take one example related to Ansible. I want to create some network, I want to create some VM, and I want to create some storage in any provider. I need to write that. If I want to update, okay, so I have to modify the playbook and I need to know where I need to modify and all. If I want to delete, again I need to write another playbook for that. But in Terraform, it's not like that. Once you write your configuration file, that file will be used as a reference for creating the resource, for updating the resource, and for deleting the resource. Now, whenever I want, I can go back, or I can come forward, and or I can update, or I can create a new resource, or I can destroy and create a new one. Everything I can do through Terraform with a single life cycle management, like single particular flow. Okay, so for that it is not needed for me to write or concentrate more on logical way of writing this Terraform configuration files. Once I write it, whether I want to update or whether I want to create or whether I want to destroy, everything can be done through Terraform CLI commands. Okay, no need to keep on modify this particular configuration files. That's where the Terraform simple example I'm telling you that is the best comparison what I can make from configuration management tools and infrastructure management tools. If someone asks you Puppet and Ansible can do, yes, it can do, but its functionalities what it provides are well designed for configuration management, not for infrastructure management or orchestration, which you tell, right? So these are configuration management tools, what you see in the first four columns, and the last one, Terraform, is especially designed for orchestration, which you call it as infrastructure as a code management tool. Okay, so that's how it is. So there are so many comparisons which are made. I don't want to go in depth actually, but this is how I want to make it as a single sentence. Okay, Terraform is well designed for configuration, infrastructure management, whereas your other tools, which you see like Puppet, Ansible, SaltStack, and all, these are well designed for configuration management. That's how it is. Okay. Now, okay, now you came to know that infrastructure as a code in the sense where we can create an infrastructure with the help of a code. Is it the code you really write? No. There is a specific language which Terraform will use in order to create the infrastructure. Okay, that's the reason this is called as infrastructure as a code. Code in the sense in the background it will use a Golang. Okay, but as a front end you will be writing a DSL language, domain specific language. Okay, in the Terraform configuration files. Now, what is the working principle of Terraform? How it works? Okay, so Terraform, okay, look at this particular diagram. Let's go through this so that this slides will get covered. What are the theoretical part I have written here that will be covered over there, what we are discussing right now. Okay, after that we will discuss about this. This is specific to AWS and this is specific to Azure. Okay, workflow will be the same. Whatever the command you see on the slide, on the screenshot right now, it is the same for whatever the provider you use as a target. Whether I use AWS, whether I use Kubernetes, or whether I use AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, or IBM Cloud, or Alibaba Cloud, whatever it is. The concept is the same. Okay, so that's how it is so useful, and everybody is trying to adopt this particular tool right now. If you search like Terraform administrator level or something, you will see plenty of options for you. Okay, so this will increase your weightage, as well as who is trying to do manual steps right now, to manage the infrastructure, who are trying to adopt the new technology. So this is the right solution for us to pick, okay, as a Terraform as a solution for us. Now, what is the workflow? So what are the steps I need to follow in order to create a resource on the target provider? Target provider in the sense, always remember, I cannot repeat the same thing. It can be Azure, AWS, or whatever it is. In our course we will be talking only about AWS and Azure. Okay, let's see. Now, okay, I installed a Terraform. Let's say, for example, I installed Terraform. CLI was installed. It's not a service which should always run in the background. Okay, we can install Terraform on Mac, you can install on Windows, and we can install on Linux as well. Okay, now that is clear, I guess. Now once it is installed, okay, fine, installed, I know the steps, I have installed it. Now how I can communicate? My Terraform can communicate to the target provider. How? It depends upon each and every provider actually. Okay, so provider in the sense, let's say we'll take a simple example of AWS. Okay, so you need to have some provider. Okay, that provider, how will you write? What is that provider? Let us see. Okay, so if you go to the browser and if you search for AWS provider, or we can say like registry.terraform.io. If you go there, you can see Terraform is designed for 1506 providers. You can imagine it is beyond your expectation, right? You in your career, you don't use these many providers actually, right? Obviously. So it is designed like that, which supports 1506. We are discussing only two right now, AWS and Azure. Similarly, you can see like how many providers it supports. So that's one thing. And how many modules we have? 7205. Everything, whatever you create on the target provider, for every resource which you try to create, there are predefined modules which are already developed and pushed into this repository as an open source. You can download and you can modify and you can reuse it. Okay, so that predefined modules are already available, and those are like 7,000 plus. Imagine like how it is well designed. Okay, now, okay, I'm talking about provider a lot. What does that mean? Okay, let's say I'm using AWS right now. Okay, so I'll show you my AWS console, how it looks. So I'll show you in the later session like how to create a account in this as well. First of all, let me show you how to log in. You can see here, I just clicked on sign in. I'm using IAM user login. I'm not using root account of AWS. I'm using IAM user login account. What is that difference? I will tell you later. Okay, I don't want to club everything. Okay, just imagine that this is one of the user. Okay, in my account. So I logged into my AWS account right now. You can see by default I'm in Virginia region. Okay. So if I want to create some instance like server, I will go to my EC2, and this is where I will try to create, oh sorry, EC2, right? I will click on this EC2 where I can create instances. Okay. So this is how I use. Okay. Now, okay, you know what is your target provider? You created some account. Let's say in production server, we use some particular account. Now you have your account, okay, and you have your Terraform installed on your local system. Now I want to create a communication from this Terraform CLI to this particular AWS account which I have. How to do that? For that, we have to use this particular provider plugin. This is called as plugin. With this plugin, when you execute some Terraform, what is the first command you will execute? The first command which you execute is nothing but Terraform init command. That is the first step. As an administrator or as a like what do you say, the user who's trying to manage this infrastructure, he will first execute Terraform init in the directory where he has written the Terraform configuration files. Now, when he executes this command, it will download the plugin which is related to your provider. Let's say you are trying to write this configuration files to contact to AWS and recreate some resource. So you have to define that particular provider. Means a HashiCorp slash, if you look at this, it will tell you how to define. This is called as Terraform configuration file. So you'll write so many configuration files. In Ansible, you will write so many playbooks and all, right? YAML files. So similarly in Terraform, you'll write lot of configuration files. All these configuration files will end up with extension called .tf. In YAML it is .yaml or YML, right? In JSON it is .json. In Python files it is .py. For Ruby it is .rb. So similar to that, for Terraform configuration files, the file names will be the extension with .tf. Okay. So this is one of the file. Let's say provider.tf, for example. In this I have written what should be my plugin. that should be downloaded from where. By default, if you specify this, it will download from registry.terraform.io slash hashicop slash AWS. That's how it will download. And now, right now, you can see it is downloading the latest version called 3.63.0. If you want to download the old version, you can select whichever you want and you can specify here. Okay. And the provider section, in the sense in which region you want to create, where you should create, take the credentials and all, that is how you define. But credentials, it is always recommended not to store in the Terraform configuration files. Okay, how I can use them? If I don't specify like that, how I can use it? Let's see. This is my virtual machine. For Terraform, I used to use this workstation actually. Terraform workstation. This is Oracle VirtualBox. I'll tell you all this, okay? How to install this Oracle VirtualBox, how to create a virtual machine in this Oracle VirtualBox, what steps you need to follow in order to install the operating system here. I'm using Ubuntu, okay? Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. That's where I have installed Terraform, okay? So if I double click on this, it will spin up my virtual machine. Why? Because I don't want to disturb my Windows operating system on the base machine. So for that, I'm using this software hypervisor called Oracle VM. If you are familiar with VMware Workstation, that's fine. You can use that. But since I am habituated to this Oracle VirtualBox, I'm using this one to create a virtual machine. Since I want to run Terraform commands, everything from here. Okay, that is the only intention. I don't want to disturb any other VM. So that's the reason. So let me log into that. For that, I will be using MobiXtem. Okay, all these things I will explain. How to log in, how to create. If even if person doesn't know about Linux system, they can start with this course. Okay. Let me do control. Let me try to zoom this. This is the font size. I hope this font size is enough. Okay. Let me switch to the root user because all my configuration files are stored over there. See, this is the same VM which I'm using for my lab, for my previous batch actually. Okay. So every time I used to use this Terraform AWS directory to store all my daily tasks, which I used to show them. Okay, you can see, right? So many things which I've done. We will take a simple example. Okay. I will go to one of them. Let's see, like, I'm just trying to show the flow. Okay. Don't think too much that I don't know about this. He's showing you directly this. I just want to explain the flow. Okay. It doesn't mean that we will start from here. From tomorrow, we'll start from scratch. Okay. I just want to show the data sources. I don't want to show them. Day one is a simple one. Okay. Let me go there. Day one. Sorry, day one. Now here I have so many things. Let me try to clean up all of them. Uh, I used to rm minus rf terraform. Okay. Now this is how you write your configuration files. Okay. One file is representing the what is the plugin you want to download and to whom you are trying to communicate. That particular provider details I mentioned so that I'm communicating to AWS. I know that. Okay. And my AWS credentials are stored under dot my directory home directory. You can see AWS and there is a file called credentials actually. Credentials. In this, my access key and secret key is there actually. I'll tell you how to generate that, how to do that as well. Okay. Today, let us forget about this credentials and all. Config file will have this file I can show. It will have only what is the default region you want to use. Right now, I'm telling that I want to use a region called US-East one, which is nothing but North Virginia. Okay. So we'll discuss more about this. This file is important. That's what I'm saying. So these two files are important for me, especially this credentials files, which is important where Terraform will communicate to my AWS. Without having this file, I cannot communicate. My credentials are stored here. It is not stored in my Terraform configuration files. That is the best practice. Okay. So that is the first point which you have to always remember. How to create this file, how to generate and all, we'll see in the later session. Now, okay, that file is written. What is that another file which I created? This is related to instance, which is nothing but if I want to create a EC2 instance, just a second guys, EC2, going there. Okay, why it is going to this? Okay, so click on instances. Yeah, you can say this is my instance. If you want to create, generally what we will do, select instance. Okay, let's say, let me show you how it works. I need to select the AMI, and after that I need to select the instance type. For free account we will use this one, T2 micro. Okay, so next, configure instance details, like how many instances you want to create in a single click, in which network it should get created, everything it will use. Okay, so right now we will go with the default settings, and let's say add storage. Next step is add storage. The size of the disk what is getting attached to the VM is instance is this 8 GB of size. That is enough for now. Okay, so add tags, it is optional. Add security groups, which is nothing but which port number you want to allow and all. Okay, that is all about this. Okay, I will just allow only 22 port number. Okay, so review and launch. I'm okay with these settings. With this I want to launch an instance. So for this, when you're doing for the first time, you need to create a key actually, but right now I already have this key. I'll show you in the later session how to generate this key as well. So you will not use username password authentication, it will use key based authentication, okay, to log into your instance. Okay, so click on this instance. Now this is how you manually follow the steps. Now instead of doing like this, we will be using this Terraform configuration file to create that. I am specifying which are parameters are important. Instance type and AMI is important. These two are important for us. You have seen so many things here, but these are optional. Even though if you don't select, it will create an instance for you. Okay, so now view instance. You can see this instance is under pending state, which is nothing but it is getting created. Okay, I'll show you how to log in as well. So take this, go there, SSH, click on SSH, give this IP. For AMI, what I've selected, the username will be EC2 underscore user. Okay, and since I'm using key based authentication, go to advanced SSH settings, click on private key, select this, and my key is uh, Virginia. Where is it? Yeah, demo, this one, and then click on open. Now let me see whether instance is running. Yeah, it is running now. I'm okay to communicate. Now click on OK. If a 22 port number is allowed, you will be successful login. What happened? It is telling you that server refused our key. Okay, is this the key which I've used? So this key is not supported. Huh? Let me see. Did I selected any other key? AC2 underscore user. Hyphen user. Let me check. If I don't know, just simple connect. It will tell you what is a user. EC2 hyphen user. So I gave some mistake. So click on advanced, use key, select the key, means where you have downloaded. This is the key which I want to use, Virginia. Click on OK. I hope this should work. Yeah, it is working. Now you can see I logged into my instance. Okay, so I can do whatever I want. Okay, so I can switch to the root user and I can run some yum update. Okay, I can do some ping. You can see this, everything works. Okay. Now instead of creating this VM like this, I want to create with the help of Terraform. That is the intention of infrastructure as a code. So for that I'm using Terraform as a tool to create the infrastructure with the help of code. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Once this is done, I will remove this instance. Okay, I can check the ping. I'll be able to communicate to Google means like internet as well, obviously. Okay, this is done. So I'll close this, save this, and now let me remove this. I don't want to maintain this, or else let it be like that. Okay, now how to create using this particular Terraform? The first command which you need to run, right now I don't have anything. If you want, you can see with the tree command as well. See, I have only these two files right now in the current working directory. Now this particular directory is called as root module as per Terraform technical naming convention. Okay, where you have stored your Terraform files. From that location, if you are executing the commands and you are trying to create the resource, that is called as root module right now. Okay, so this particular directory is called as root module. Okay, so now what I need to do, the first command, as I discussed, the first command which you run is nothing but Terraform init. Where is that slide? Yeah, Terraform init. Okay, now so I'll run Terraform init. Let us see which files will get created and what is the directory structure. So init. Then you can see, since I have a proper credentials, that's where I was able to download. So for this, the credentials are actually not needed. It is trying to contact your Terraform repository, not your AWS account. So for this, credentials are not needed for Terraform init command. So it is downloaded. The plugin what you specified, okay, HashiCorp slash AWS provider plugin has been downloaded. Without having this file, without having this particular plugin, you cannot run the API calls. Terraform cannot run the API calls in order to contact to the resource and create some resource. Okay. And one more file which is created is nothing but .terraform log.hcl. This is called as dependency log file. What are these two? Now which files are created? One is a directory and one is a file. You can see this file is created additionally, and there is one more directory created called .terraform. Under that you can see there is another directory, under that they have another one, under that we have AWS, and this particular version it created a directory, and then Linux, and then this is your plugin. This is where your plugin has been stored. Okay, now with the help of this plugin, your Terraform will run the API calls in order to create the resource what you specified in the configuration file called instance.tf. Okay, now we are not worried about how to write that file right now. Let us see what is the next step. And this file is having the dependency log file. This is called as dependency log file, which means that the plugin what you downloaded related to this version, the hash code version details will be stored in this file of that particular plugin version what you have downloaded. Okay, now if you want to see that .terraform .log file, you can see this, the hash codes. Okay, we'll discuss this in the later session. What is this hash code, why is this needed, and do not modify this file manually. This is clearly stated in the comments of the file. Okay, done. Now after this Terraform init command, there are two commands which are optional actually. We can directly run this Terraform plan, which is like a preview. Before actually creating it, this is called as a preview. Okay, before that also we can run two commands which are optional. One is Terraform fmt, which is called as formatting. Okay, and then we have Terraform validate, that is syntax validation. FMT in the sense, let's say if you are not written properly, like let's say I've written equal to here, or let's say I've written like this in zigzag way, or not written properly somewhere like this, and let's say here I have written like this and not followed some syntaxes. Okay, I've written like this. Okay, now this file has to be reformatted according to the Terraform best practices, right? So for that you can execute Terraform fmt. It will list, if the file is modified, it will tell you which file it is modified. You can see now only provider.tf file is modified. Why? Because instance.tf file is already according to the format, Terraform configuration file format, so no need to modify that. So the file which was modified is displayed here. Okay, this is one optional command. Now if you see the file, you can see it is properly placed. Okay, next, Terraform validate. Okay, if you have written some syntax errors, means you have not written properly as per the Terraform configuration files. Let's say here I forgot to give version. Let's say I give verse. Okay, let's say some spelling mistakes. I have not seen it. If I execute Terraform validate, it will tell you. This is called as validation. Okay, if you have not written the parameters as per the Terraform configuration files, it will throw the failure before actually going into the next stage. This is the best way to do it. Run Terraform fmt, that is really an optional of optional, and Terraform validate is optional, but it is better to run validate. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, now even Terraform plan when you run, or Terraform apply you run, it will run the Terraform validate in the background. Okay, so just to tell you that if you want to run only validation, then we can use Terraform validate. It will check all the .tf files and it will tell if there is any syntax issues. Okay, now let me fix that. So provider, and let me version. Okay, let me try to run the validation. Now it will pass. Okay, done. So these two optional stages are also done. And the next one is nothing but a preview. Preview in the sense, if I want to know what it is trying to do, Terraform is trying to do on the actual resource, then I need to run Terraform plan. Okay, so this command will show you a preview. Okay, so in Ansible we have this check, right, -FN check option, which we use for Terraform, Ansible playbooks. It is something like a preview before actually created. Okay, this is also the same thing. And few parameters you will come to know after it is actually created. Few things you will come to know what it is trying to create. Here you can see plus create in the sense it is going to create. Okay, plus in the sense it is going to create, minus in the sense it will try to remove, means like nothing but a destroy. If you see something like tilde, okay, like this, if you see something like tilde, right, okay, if you see like tilde like this, that is called as update in place. Okay, if you see something like a combination like this, it is called as destroy and recreate. Okay, destroy and redeploy, that is called as recreation actually, which we technically call with single word, recreation. Okay, if you see only plus, it is creation, minus destroy, tilde is update, hyphen slash plus in the sense recreation. Okay, these are the symbols which I just want to say. Now after this plan, okay, plan wise it's okay for me, I'm okay with this. Now I want to create. Now see, Terraform, you can see this one, for creation it is apply, for removing it is called as destroy. Since it is not at all created for the first time, you need to run apply. First it has to create, right? Without creation, how you can destroy or how you can update? This can be done only when it is actually created on the target provider. So Terraform apply, and then it will run a plan once again, and then it will ask you whether you are okay with this. If you are okay, you need to give yes, or else you need to say cancel. Okay, I'm okay with this output, so I'll press yes. So it will go and it will create. So now your plugin will come to picture, it will run some API calls and it will create the resource for you. Okay, get puts, something like that, API calls, REST API calls. So let it get created. I think if you go in the background and if you log into your AWS account and refresh, you will see a new instance, one more instance. You can see here, Terraform-demo is a tag which is added, and you can see it is created. Okay, this is how it is. Now you can see how much time it took, 51 seconds to create. You can see creation completion after 51 seconds. In 51 seconds, your entire resource has been created successfully. Okay, now if I want to update something, since you don't know this, but try to remember, I want to change my AMI. Okay, from T2 micro, let's say I want to use T3 micro. Okay, we are changing the flavor of my instance. So now see what it will show. Terraform plan. See Terraform plan, what it will show. So it is verifying your target provider, what it has created, and it is seeing your configuration files, what you are expecting. If both are matching, it will show nothing to change. If something is mismatching, it will tell you this should get updated or created or destroyed. It will tell you that. Okay. So you can see it is telling you update in place, tilde. Okay. That's sorry. Yeah. So now if I want to apply this, okay, the change to be applied, I need to use again Terraform apply. And if you don't want that every time asking for that, if you want to continue with yes, you need to give auto approve. Okay. So automatically you are approving that. Okay. This will help you in CI/CD operations. This option. When you are manually doing it, you no need to use this auto approve. Once you see the output, if you are okay with that, you can give yes. But in CI/CD, it is not possible, right? That's why I use these options. So what will happen? Will the instance will get recreated? No, it will. The instance will be the same. You can see the IP address and all. Only this instance type will get changed. Let us refresh. You can see now it is T2 micro as of now. Let's wait. This is our instance. Okay, you can see the tag naming over there. Let's wait. I think it is under creation. So let me refresh once again. Okay, still it is not. So you can see what it will do. It will shut down first. It will stop. It will shut down. Then it will change the instance type, and then again it will start. So your public IP address will change, but not your private IP. Why? Because this public IP address are ephemeral IPs. This is not constant actually. Even if you manually stop your instance and shut down your instance and start again, the public IP address is not constant. If you want a constant public IP, then we have to use Elasticsearch IP in AWS. Okay, so there is a different concept. Okay, let us not go into that right now. It is stopping your instance. It is not deleting it. It is stopping your instance. It is changing the instance type, and then again it will start. You can see now. You can see it is changed to T3 micro, and you can see the instance got running, and you can see the public IP address got changed. Private IP is the same. Okay, so this is called as update in place. Now if I change the AMI itself, let's say I want to use something like Ubuntu right now. Just a second guys, my mouse is not working as per. Let's say I want to use this AMI. Okay, now I'm changing the AMI itself, means I'm trying to change the operating system itself. So if I'm trying to do that, what will happen? Will it do an update in place, or it will destroy and recreate? It will destroy and recreate actually. Okay, so that is what we have to understand. Let me show you that. If I change the AMI for this, if I run Terraform plan, now see, it will tell you, it will recreate. Okay, hyphen slash plus symbol. What is there on the target provider and what is you are expecting is mismatching. So if mismatching is happening, it will tell you whether to destroy or whether to recreate or whether to do an update in place or something else. Oh, what happened? I'm using, oh, sorry. I'm using the same AMI. Sorry. Let me try to use this one. I thought I'm using this one earlier. So let me change to this. You can see, right? If the target and what is there in the file is same, nothing to modify, you can see no changes. Your infrastructure matches the configuration. Okay, let it be. This help to show you that this output as well. So now let me change to this. Let me paste it. Oh, sorry, cancel. Not copied properly. It will get copied. Done. Okay. So let me save and run Terraform plan. Now it will show you. Because what you have created earlier, the AMI, and now what you have specified the AMI is different. So it will tell you whether to do an update in place or recreate. Let's see. So it is telling you that few things will be update in place and few things will be destroyed. You can see there minus slash plus symbol. What does it mean? It will destroy and then create the replacement. What it is trying to force replacement, you can see here it is trying to do a force replacement here. Okay, so now if I okay with this, Terraform apply, now it will do, it will recreate your instance. Okay, look at the private IP. So your private IP, okay, let me go back, let me show you the IP. Anyway, it doesn't take much time. Okay, now, earlier the private IP is, let's say 172.168.9.254. Let's see. So you can see one to add and one to destroy. Okay. So let's take, and then at last we will destroy. Okay. Last option. So this is the entire Terraform workflow. Let us try to discuss only this today, and tomorrow we'll continue from scratch. Okay. Just for the newcomers, I just want to tell that it is as simple as this. Okay. You have to learn how to write a Terraform configuration file. You have to know different functionalities of Terraform. That's it. You're done with the Terraform. Okay. So everything I will show you the documents. So this is how it is already pushed into GitHub. You can search in GitHub as well. I'll give you the links, and everything I will show you from scratch. Don't worry that I don't know about Linux operating system and all. Okay. And AWS as well. If you don't know Azure as well, you have never seen the dashboard. Nothing to worry. Okay.
What is the timing?
You can talk to the management. I think it will be the same time, 8:30 to 9:30. You can
Sudhir,
see if
where
I
does
refresh.
Python come in picture here?
Yeah, Python is the next level. Okay, next level. Once we learn this, okay, using the DSL language of Terraform, then we will use Python Bo 3, or we will use some CDK and all. Okay, to create the infrastructure. Okay, on the target provider like
Py-
AWS, Azure, and all. That is related to coding.
Python.
You first we will be training on Python, how to what is Python classes, functions, methods, and then how to write a Terraform classes and all, how to what is inheritance. Once we explain about that arithmetic operations, everything, right? Strings, so many things, functions and all. Once we explain that, then we will teach about how to use Python coding in order to create an infrastructure on AWS or Azure. Okay. So now we can see this is terminated and recreated, and the old one got deleted and the new one was created here. You can see the IP address got changed, everything got changed here. Okay, this is called as recreation. Now if I want to destroy, simple command, terraform destroy uproot auto will completely remove what your, see, whichever resources your terraform is managing, that will get destroyed. Okay, the other instance which I created, right, this is created manually from my end, so I have to delete this. So if I go to instance, termination instance, and then terminate, this is the one which I created, this is the one which Terraform is managing actually. So let's wait. So it is going on, destroying is getting initiated, and let us try to refresh. I have to see all of them are terminated right now. You can see it will shut down and then it will terminate. Okay, so all this workflow is written in Terraform itself. Which API should call first, after that what API call. The life cycle is already written in Terraform. No need to worry from your end too much. 90% like I want to create this, that and all. But still if you want to manage that, first it has to create this and then after it has to create this particular resource. Still you can control using metadata arguments called depends on. Okay, there are so many things which we have in Terraform. We can discuss in the actual course. Okay, so you can see like how many sessions are written here. Like first we will be starting with this Terraform architecture and workflow, like what we discussed today, and then Terraform resources, variables, data sources. In variables we have three types: local variables, variables, values, output values, and we have local values. Okay, and data sources we have state manipulation, workspaces, modules, cloud and enterprise actually. Terraform automation as well. Automation in the sense how I can automate this process. Okay, so by using GitHub Actions or Jenkins CI/CD pipeline, how I can write and automate this workflow. I cannot run every time Terraform init and all, right? It has to be automated in cycle. Whether you are using DevOps, Azure DevOps, or AWS DevOps, or Jenkins CI/CD, or GitLab CI/CD, or your GitHub Actions, whatever it is, you have to automate that. That is called as Terraform automation, and then expressions, Terraform testing as well, unit testing. How will you do your unit testing and say that your Terraform configuration files are written and properly and as per the expectation? Okay, so for that you need to write unit testing. So how to write Terraform unit testing as well? Okay, so that will be discussed. There are so many demos as per the real-time environment. Don't worry too much about the real-time environment. That will be shown in the demos here. You can see we have so many Terraform examples. Okay, so this is how the core structure is designed actually. Okay, yeah, any questions you can ask me right now.
Sir, is
Hi
Python
Sudhir.
and Dota 3?
One by one, sorry. One by one.
Sudhir, if you have an architecture which is implemented manually, can we update that infra via the Terraform?
Yes, of course. But you have to do some manual work, like writing the configuration files, Terraform configuration file. You have to do it. You are saying like existing infrastructure you want to manage through Terraform?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yes, we can use a Terraform import, but still you have to do some manual things. Okay, you have to write your configuration file. Configuration files will never be handled through Terraform commands. You have to write your configuration files. Import is something where what are the instance has been created manually from your end. Now I want to manage. I don't want to delete, but I want to now manage through Terraform. Then we have to use Terraform import. I'll tell you what is that, how to use it and all. Okay, but yes, it is possible, but it is partial. It is not full-fledged. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Is
Uh,
Python and Bodatiana taught by you, sir?
Not by me. Another tutorial, like another person will be teaching it. But first, we have designed into two parts. One is like Terraform with automation, and then Python automation. That's how we have divided actually. Yeah,
Okay, sir.
yeah.
and
I
how
don't.
can we achieve security by Terraform on infra?
See,
Any
always it is
challenges?
better not to store the values which are sensitive or whatever it is, like what I've shown, right? It has to be stored, the credentials, especially the API key and access key. And you have to give a better role for that particular user. It depends upon your administrator, how well your credentials are created and what are the resources your Terraform credentials can access. Only that, for that, you need to give the access. That is the first thing. And where to store these credentials? Never ever store or push your credentials into any source code management. That is the first thing you have to do. Okay, you have to take care of. That's the reason you can see I will not stored anywhere. It is on my local system where I'm running my Terraform. That's it, right? If I push my code, nothing will happen actually. That's the first, like how you need to take care of your credentials on the target provider, whatever it is, whether it is Azure or whatever.
Yeah, hi Sudhir, this is Banu.
Hi, Banu. Yeah.
Yeah, see, being a like Azure administrator, I need the training will be in Azure specific. Are you going to cover Azure perspective
Azure and
completely?
AWS, and yeah, Azure administration. That's what I cover. 104 we have, right? Is it 104?
Is it 104?
Those
Yeah.
services I will be teaching. Yes, VMs,
Okay.
VPC. Sorry, VNet we call it in Azure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We
VNet,
yeah VNets. Yeah.
virtual machines, subscription.
Okay.
What is a resource group? Okay,
S-
management group. Okay,
Load
and then
balancers.
Azure Active Directory, load balancer,
Yeah.
AKS, and all.
Okay.
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 I guess I
That
cannot
is
teach what is
yeah.
this deployment daemon set and all, but I can tell you how to create through Terraform your AKS cluster. Okay.
Okay. That is
For that,
sufficient
if you want to,
for that
yeah, yeah. See,
infra. Yeah.
if you want to learn, right? Kubernetes and see, imagine,
Okay.
is it possible to learn in 40 days, like 30 days? No, right? It is highly
No, no,
impossible.
not highly
Okay,
impossible.
so that's the reason. For that, to who wants to learn about Docker and Kubernetes, I've already created a YouTube channel. You can just go through this. This is more than
Okay.
enough. Don't waste your money. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Sure.
so go through this channel. Just watch these videos. Okay, you can search for Sudhi DevOps. This is the name of the channel. Okay, you'll
Okay.
get a lot of videos. Every day
Okay.
I'm
Sure.
trying to upload new things, so you can get
Yeah.
the info from here.
Sure. Sure. And that info, I mean that. Sorry. What is the content you are covering regarding Azure? Is it sufficient in the market, like in that? I mean, in
Yes,
the
yes.
environment where we are
I'm telling
working.
like AZ900 and AZ10, whatever the topics are there, right? That will get covered. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. 104
Like
means
what
it's a
so?
pure administration. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
administration, pure administration. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we have mentioned in the syllabus as well what we are going to create. Yeah.
Okay.
If
Are
I'm not
you?
wrong.
I mean, someone
Let me
will be
show.
sharing that one after this class.
Yeah, yeah. Management will share with you. Let me show
Uh-huh.
before that. Terraform, my repository. You can clone it actually. Let me show from my end.
Yeah. Sure.
This is my repo actually. Okay, if you want to say anything, you can search here. You'll get Kubernetes latest manifest. Whatever the videos I uploaded, right? This is the reference of the manifest files. Okay, and Terraform deep dive. If you go to this, this is what I'm showing you right now. Whatever you see here, this is already uploaded in GitHub. Main branch, you will see the syllabus. Master branch, you will see the actual code. If you go to the master branch, you will see this. Okay, that's how I segregated. You can see all of this. And if you go to the main branch, right, all the syllabus has been like what are the topics we are discussing, right? That is already mentioned. You can see for Azure, we will be discussing this services.
Oh, okay, it is there.
Storages, networking, computing, and container registry, container instance, Kubernetes, databases, load balancer.
Database.
I think this is more than enough. Okay. Subscriptions, resource groups is a part of the course. Okay. That is doesn't need any separate point to mention. Yeah.
Yeah.
AWS, what we are going to discuss, it is mentioned on the top. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. Any questions, please?
Hi,
So
Sudhir.
daily
I'm
we'll be having 1
Priyanka.
hour. Yeah, Priyanka.
Whether these migrations also covered in the Terraform?
Migration part in the sense like migration is not actually handled by Terraform, to be frank. Okay. So you're actually creating an infrastructure. You're not doing any data migration, right? Data
Yes.
migration is not handled by your Terraform. No, it doesn't. It has its
No.
own service. You can check services in Azure, or if you want to see in AWS, AWS is providing a data migration. If you want to spin up that particular resource, then you can use Terraform. Okay. I hope you got the point.
Yes, yes, I understood.
Yeah, that's
Thank
how
you.
it is. Yeah. Thank you.
As it is similar
Yeah,
to the Git
yeah, Tanvi.
architecture in
Sorry, I think you
open.
are speaking far away from your mic. I cannot hear you.
Hello, it's audible now. Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, I can better.
It is similar to like as a Git architecture in OpenStack.
Orchestration, yeah, yeah. OpenStack,
Git
OpenStack, you call it as
architecture.
orchestration, right? Similar to that. There
Uh,
we use a specific templates. Okay, there
okay,
we call
okay.
it as a template, Azure template, or Azure also
Uh,
has its own template to create the resource. AWS has its own template, cloud formation, right? It has its own template.
that
For
okay, that
everything,
is
you
very
have to
nice.
learn some particular template and their formatting and writing the files. Instead of that, you have a common platform. Once you learn Terraform, you can use for any provider.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, common platform for infrastructure management. That's how the Terraform is designed, and it is well suitable, and everybody is adopting actually. Okay, so currently also I'm working on the same similar project. Yeah, so I can give you some real time scenarios as well.
We are using
So maybe,
Terraform for
yeah. So what I will do is like whatever the real time examples I get, right? Some people will, companies will ask you to do some particular task in the interview. People will come to me, right? I will make a note of it. I already have some examples as well. So I'll give it to you. Try to solve it. If you're not able to, I will tell you the solution, how to do it. Okay. So that's way you will be in the real time interview panel side as well. Okay.
okay, nice.
See, once you have some good grip on this concept, see, I will help you only 60 to 70%, but rest of the percent you have to practice. That's a major thing. Okay. Whatever it is, you might be busy. You people all are working, right? You might be busy, but spend at least 1 hour. Okay. In your working hours only, you can spend actually. See, daily 9 hours, you will not sit in front of the system and talk to your client, right? Or you do your work. You'll get some leisure time actually when you're working from home. No one will observe you. So you can spend some time on this, so that you will add, you no need to sit separately on this particular topic and waste your time, right? So you can increase the weightage on your resume if you complete much faster. Yeah, thank you guys. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time, maybe 8:30 to 9:30. Yeah, if there is any change, management will intimate you. Daily 1 hour. It will take 30 days to complete the Terraform related automation. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Surya.